Hello, family, friends, and fans. I'm Fletcher Rhoden, and this is Under the Wolf Moon Track by Track. So, this is my new a cappella album, just released at the beginning of November 2025, and it's one of two new a cappella records. I'll be discussing the next one, Under the Christmas Moon, next month, December. Um, but now we're discussing Under the Wolf Moon. So, let's get right to it. We're on track two. This would have been the second cut on side one on a record. This is Love is Just a Four-Letter Word. All right. So like like Wilden, it's sort of a upbeat, poppy song, light, airy. It's got a lot of music, a lot of tracks, a lot of voices. Um, but it's got a lot of. I think it's got some la la la's in it, and it's the phrasings are very, they're major key. They're a little bit jazzy, a little bit of the jazzy phrasing, not too much. I do get into that a little later in the record, though, because generally I would just stick to doing a triad. If you don't know what a triad is, it's a three note chord. So generally you've got the one, the three, and the five. Those are your those are your notes for a triadic chord, a three note chord. But I don't always get there. I'll often get the three, but sometimes my voice just goes to the six instead of the five. And 1 3 6 still a three note chord is a lot more sophisticated. It's just a six is more sophisticated than just a regular diatonic chord. So sometimes my voice will just find the six, and I basically sing what if my voice goes there and it's the most comfortable thing, and if that's where I happen to instinctively go, then that's where I go, and that's good because it adds a nice jazzy feel to the songs, which are otherwise very simplistic. So this song is one of those kinds of things. It's nice. It's poppy. It was the history of this, the backstory of it is it's been in my head a long time, and it was on a list. I write songs generally. I keep a list of titles, and this one was on a list for years. A group of songs I never went to, never finished, and it was going to be called Red Letter Day. A red letter day. I guess that's you mark it on your calendar in red ink. But it really is about this is a big day. Something big happened. Wow, this was a red letter day. So but I just never liked that very much. And then when I was in Vegas, I tried it as love is just a four-letter word, um, and but I didn't like it for some reason. I recorded it as I believe for a country album that I was trying to do. I did 4 albums in uh, on this thing called quadrilogy, which is called quadrilogy because I wound up with 4 albums. But I had so much music, I decided to separate them into genres. So I had like pop and rock and jazz and blues. And then I also was doing reggae and country. The reggae album, neither one of those were released. The country album didn't survive at all. That was songs that I'd written before that had a country feel that I just couldn't pull it off. I didn't pull it off. The reggae album, some of the reggae album survives and will be released on Prodigal Son, but only if snippets really, because the whole thing just didn't work. So anyway, I had the song "Love Is Just a Four-Letter Word," and it was. I tried it on the country thing, didn't work out. And when I was putting this record together, I wasn't on a songwriting tear. I was just, I had written a song, and then I decided to write another one. And then I was thinking, okay, what else can I do with this? What else can I do with acapella? What can I do? I gotta finish these albums now. I had committed to. I had at one point I had half of the acapella this record, and I had half of the Christmas record, and I had to finish them, both of them. I had to write new songs to fill out the records. So I was like, well, what is this album missing? What does this need? Or what have I got that'll work? So I'm pretty sure it was in the second wave of songwriting, of recording, writing and recording, that I decided to pull this one out of the waste paper basket and do it. I'm glad I did. It's the second song on the record, so I like it. It's bouncy. It's fun, it's lightweight, it's nice. Now there's a link to it below. All these webisodes have a link to the song in question, so you can just go down and hear the song for yourself. I encourage you to do that. It's free. You can then go on to listen. The whole record is on YouTube, the whole playlist, the whole song list. Playlist is what it would be called, I guess. So you can search for it there under the Wolf Moon. You can go back to the introductory webisode of this little mini series, and there's a link to the song list there. You can just listen to this song. You can do one song a day for 10 days. Some people like doing that. Do it as you want. I'm giving you the option to do whatever you please. So there's a link below. Check it out. Enjoy it. Check out the other music if you like, or wait until tomorrow because there'll be another installment of Under the Wolf Moon track by track. Tune in then. And until then, bye, Mary.